I think that the mythology of the big bad non-conservative media has gotten into some offices, and so that there's this fear of, oh, we can't do anything that's not. It's sort of this, and I feel like it's a mythology that now younger staffers believe, and then it infuses, and then these guys, they actually believe the spin that's out there. Oh my God, that's what the mainstream media does. They do anything to disrupt the conservative agenda.
All right.
And so literally only Lindsey, John McCain, I mean, that's been my, I fear that it's sort of like this whole, there's this whole sort of this, the mythology of that the media is out to get conservatives is believed among more and more actual staffers.
All right, folks, welcome to Gimme 5. This is the top 10 list of highlights or lowlights of Chuck Todd, who is going to take over Meet the Press. NBC confirmed that yesterday. This is part 1. Next Gimme 5 in the next hour, we'll do part 2. This is 10 through 6. That was 10. Chuck Todd claiming that conservative politicians won't go on liberal talk shows because they're afraid. That's a good guy to get the host of Meet the Press, right? Now, number 9, from 2010, he talks about, well, he reacts to something someone at Fox said, and then talks about how there are real pros at MSNBC. Watch.
And I'm sorry, there is certain news organizations out here whose agenda is to undermine the 90% of journalists who are just simply trying to cover stories out there. And that's what really frustrates me about sort of what's happened in the media landscape. It is a business for some news organizations to undermine the quote-unquote mainstream media because it's good for their business. And this is not just on the right, it's happening on the left as well.
All right, there you go. That was number 9. Now, number 8 is a graphic here, and I want to put it up on the screen. And this is from 2010, Chuck Todd to President Obama. You've had an enormous amount of legislative victories. It's comparable to any president in history. It has not translated into political capital with the public. Honestly, are you frustrated by that? That was July 16, 2010. What legislative victories had he had except Obamacare? That's the only thing he had in history. Are you frustrated? A hard-hitting question. All right, let's go to number 7 now. This is getting ready to bash Republicans for beating up 2 women. Watch this.
Nominating Susan Rice, who had become a Republican punching bag during the whole Benghazi controversy and the whole idea of the talking points. So you're going to hear a lot of Republicans chiming in about Susan Rice at the same time. This is not a Senate-confirmed position, and this is a bit of a defiant move by the president to his Republican critics. And beating up on 2 women, I think, would be something that the Republican Party brand doesn't be needing.
They don't need it, but they haven't had much, problems beating up on Susan Rice.
True, before, that's for sure.
So Samantha Power was nominated to be the ambassador to the United Nations, and it was her confirmation hearing. So it wouldn't, how could the Republic beat up 2 women? They already beat up Susan Rice. Now they're going to beat up Samantha Power. This is the guy who's going to be on Meet the Press. Well, David Gregory was a big lib, and Chuck Todd is a horrifically biased liberal, in my opinion. Here's number 6 from Media Research Center, the top 10 of Chuck Todd. Here, he declares the IRS scandal over. Watch.
We're now learning that it wasn't just conservative groups who were targeted by the IRS. A new report shows that liberal groups were in the IRS's line of sight as well. So is this turning into a story of Republicans overplaying their hand? The IRS scandal looks like it's a bureaucratic scandal.
It is. Not
the political scandal that Republicans were wishing that they had come up with.
Absolutely. It appears that they have really overplayed their hand.
Now, this sort of brings me to Darrell Issa at this point.
Yes.
I mean, this is the guy who is, he is living the fable of the boy who cried wolf. It's been a White House on defense. We just talked about it with the IRS scandal, sort of quote-unquote scandal, controversy, less polarizing and partisan, maybe perhaps in the rearview mirror.
Ooh, don't call it a scandal, Chuck. The White House wouldn't like that. Yeah, they got their guy in there now on Meet the Press. We'll be back with the top 5 in the next hour on Gimme 5. Right now, you stay tuned for your Newsmax Now update right here on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.